Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So today I'm showing you how to transform. I have 4 dining chairs, and they're actually a custom job from a previous customer. I usually say no to chairs because they are so stressful, so much work, but she's bought several pieces for me, and I really felt that I wanted to do this for her. So enjoy this video. You'll see everything that just went wrong, everything that I did, and it is quite a lot of work. So I hope that this video sort of helps you if you end up with vintage chairs that have a lot of bleed through. So enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you. You can tell that these chairs are old and vintage, and they were bought at an antique sale. I knew these chairs were going to be bleeding through from the natural tannins in the wood. I was prepared for that. But what I was not prepared for was constant, stubborn bleed through. First off, I took all the seats off and then put them aside. That took a little bit longer because the screws were really old, but I put them in a baggie so that I would not lose them. I then used a 220 grit sanding disc and sanded all areas of the chairs, all 4 of them, but you can only see 3 in this video because I did not have the space for all 4. Once I had sanded them all and wiped all the dust off, I cleaned them with Crud Cutter. I will put all the items I've used in my description. I then used Kiltz primer spray, but I used the green odorless one because they did not have the red at the time, but that's the one I usually use. I went through 3 cans of this spray. First of all, I sprayed with primer, Zinzer bin primer 123, because I wanted good coverage and I didn't want to waste all the cans. But what happened is here I had sprayed the bin, Zinzer bin 123 primer in white, and realized there was quite a lot of bleed through. So what I ended up doing was using the 3 cans of spray again. I think overall I went through 4, including the shellac spray, which I'll be showing very soon. I sanded in between coats, making sure that it was completely smooth surface. Sanding is not the most exciting thing to do, but this is the reality of painting chairs. You have to sand in between every single coat because you want the seat surface to be smooth, which is exactly what I got. I used 600 grit and 400. So after the primer spray, I still got bleed through, and I thought, even overnight, what can I do to remove this bleed through? And I figured it out that I should use gray primer. So I used Zinzer bin 123 in gray primer, and here you can see that I've sprayed all chairs. This is the first coat, and so I used 400 grit sandpaper because primer surfaces can be quite rough, and so you want that smooth surface. I sanded all of the chairs once again in all areas, especially those legs, making sure the surface was smooth. I did this several times in between every single coat, and I did about 3 coats of gray primer. This is after the second coat, and after the 3rd coat I left them overnight again. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be any more bleed through, so I wanted the primer to settle. When you're sanding, make sure that you are getting the legs and the bottom base as well, and the back legs. Again, I'm sanding again. It's just facts. You have to sand. It's just the reality of painting chairs. It was a lot of work. I don't show all of the work here. I've cut the clips quite short, but if you've painted chairs, you know. After that, I dusted down the chairs and started to paint. Now, I hadn't seen all of the bleed through yet with the primer. I actually thought that I had stopped it all with the gray primer after the 3rd coat, because I did see bleed through on the 2nd coat. Then the third coat, I thought I stopped it, and then it was time to paint. While I am doing this and you're watching, I just wanted to say thank you to Elizabeth and Angie so much for buying me a coffee. Oh my goodness, it made my day. I was completely shocked and just so happy. So thank you so much for that. It means a lot to me. So after I had done 2 to 3 coats of the paint, I started to see bleed through. So I had sprayed the kill spray again and sanded again, and then I mixed a little bit of the paint with the tough coat because sometimes top coats can bring out more bleed through. So I mixed the paint with the top coat, not a lot though, because you don't want it to go misty. And I think I finally ended the bleed through. I thought. So I thought. After this coat of tough coat, I sanded with 1000 grit sanding block. So I saw a bit of bleed through, and it was mostly on one chair. So what I did is use the shellac spray. Now the shellac worked immediately. It's just that it is more expensive than the kill spray. Usually the kill spray works, but because like I said, these chairs are old, I got a lot of bleed through. And here is how they look. I had sanded afterwards and there was no more bleed through. Like I said, the fabric's going to be changed, so I cannot wait to see the pictures. Even though I really liked the stripes, I thought they were so pretty, but it was older fabric and needed changing. They turned out so beautiful. I'm so pleased. I'm just happy that they were done and that my customer is happy. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks again for all of your support, and I hope that this helps you with your chairs as well. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it really helps you with chairs that you have to paint as well. You can use a paint sprayer to spray the chairs. It is much easier than a brush, but I mean, obviously you can use a brush as well. Just, you know, like I said, make sure that you prime, that you sand in between coats, every coat, like paint, primer, and top coat, so that you get that smooth finish, because these chairs did turn out very smooth after all the sanding that I did. But not all chairs have bleed through, and that's a good thing. So some chairs are easier than others. These were just vintage and old, so they did get a lot of bleed through. But I have everything that I used in my description, along with supporting my channel. I have Buy Me a Coffee and an Amazon wish list. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for showing up every Sunday and watching, and all of your support. I really appreciate it. And next week I will have a new video. I do have some more customs coming up as well, so I'll be showing you those in the next couple of weeks as well. And I do have a really cool piece coming on Sunday, which actually is already painted. I think it's going to be that one. I might choose a different one. We'll see, but I'll see you next Sunday regardless. Take care. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again. Bye.